My spotted saddle horse has large areas of white hair with pink skin underneath. His hair is thick enough over most of his body to protect his skin somewhat from the sun. However, his face is very prone to sunburn and peeling. That's a bummer. Yep. Human sunscreen works, however, most require reapplying often, and it's difficult to do that regularly. Yeah, that's fair. I have used an extended nose fly mask to attempt to screen some of the bright sun off, but he's a bit of a Houdini. If he decides it needs to be off, it comes off. What's the best treatment for sunburn? I've had some luck with thick baby rash creams with zinc oxide, like Desitin, but he will rub his face against things to try to scrape it off, abrading the sunburnt area in the process, which sounds terrible. Yeah. Poor guy. All right, so what's the best treatment for sunburn? And then any other maybe preventative tips that we can help her
Well,
with?
I did find some things. Let's see. So there are products that we sell that, like, all I did to find them was type in sunburn or UV or something, one of these words, and these products came up, and I was thinking, but this is a fly spray. However, it has a sunscreen in it, so this is nice. Even this bath by Vetrolin has a sunscreen in it. We talked about this last time. This is really trending. I don't know if it says what SPF it has, but this goes on, I guess, really well from the reviews on the website, and you might want to try it if he doesn't like creams, because you can feel them. They're heavy and greasy, and you can feel them. Maybe he'll like a lighter, more liquid, more watery, that you can actually not spray on his face, but maybe wipe on his face. So that's an idea. There is a fly mask. There's a new fly mask over there. That's the Noble Outfitters one that has a longer nose. We have a couple that have longer noses that can cover the white at the end, the snips.
And the nice thing about this one is that it has the longer nose to cover the skin, but it leaves the nostrils open. So you know some horses, when they get the longer... Nope, I have it upside down. I don't know how horses' heads work, is what we just learned. I think... Do we cut that part out or do we leave it in?
I think we should leave it in.
I think we should leave it in because horses are hard and I have embarrassed myself. So... But why doesn't anyone cut the noses out? Because my horse hates the one that covers his nose. I will say that.
Well, so does this one, it comes off?
It does come off, which is nice, so that you can have it be a little bit more flexible for your horse.
Because like mine wears a grazing muzzle, and when he wears the muzzle, I have one fly mask without a nose, and then when he doesn't wear the muzzle, I have a fly mask with the nose, which was going to be my suggestion. Crazy as it sounds, for horses that take off their fly masks, or that other horses take off their fly mask, what if you put on a grazing muzzle?
Oh.
Because it covers the area.
So instead of the fly mask, use a grazing muzzle to help shield it from the sun.
And you can use it as a grazing muzzle if you want. The holes are generally about this big, or you can just cut out the whole bottom.
Oh.
So he's got something that covers his face that's a little bit harder to take off maybe.
Yeah.
And there's different brands of fly masks and different brands of muzzles, and you have to experiment a little bit. Some fit better than others. It all depends on your horse's head shape. There's that phrase, it depends.
Yeah.
I guess I do use it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It also depends if you're putting it on upside down. That'll
you
impact
you
it.
may have, by doing that, found a brand new method to prevent sunburn.
You know?
So
that's what I'm here for. I like imagining, though, the grazing muzzle with the bottom cut out. It would look like a horse, like when people wore like those old-timey barrels with straps as clothes.
A little bit like that.
That's what we're going to be
It could look very strange, but I mean, your horse may thank you. I did do some research on this as far as there's 3 ways to keep the sun from affecting you, whether you're a horse or human, and that is a chemical block like these products. So you put something on, which she says her horse is not keen on. A physical block. So for horses, it would be, the a face mask with a long nose, a grazing muzzle, or I even brought a fly sheet that has some embedded UV protection. For people, like a hat or long sleeves, or just get out of the sun. So shade.
Turn out at night.
Turn out at night. So there's some other options that don't involve any products or any clothing that your horse has said no to, like a small child. No. Do those things. Once the sunburn is there, though, and so what do you do? Like people, cold water, I still feel really good. So hosing, hydrotherapy is always appropriate. If there's some broken skin, then a topical might be appropriate. I would probably, if skin is broken because it's peeled or sloughed or blistered or oozed, and we don't have to go any farther with the terms. If that's happened, I might want to contact my vet and say, I've got open skin. And that's, treating open skin is different than treating just pink, red, inflamed, swollen skin. So that's kind of the cutoff there. And get them involved, and maybe because they see so many different horses. I mean, you have an N of one, they have an N of thousands. Maybe they said, you know what, I learned this from my other client, or I've tried this on various horses and this seems to be the most successful. I would agree that the Desitin is a really good choice. But I would definitely bring the vet in the loop, because some sunburns, as you know, people can get really severe, and you might even need systemic therapy, like steroids or antibiotics or something, in which case you would for sure need your vet to be involved. Yeah, so the treatment kind of depends on how bad it is.